stole a lot of the really good things out of Scum and kept them. We kept the idea of the chore tool, which I just called chortle, but they had cyst and bile and all these bodily humor flavored tools from Scum, cyst, bile, phlegm, mucus, and we kept. There are analogs, like the chore tool is the really big one, but it's the analog to what they did in cyst, which was the costume editor for all the other adventure games. Mm-hmm. And we kept those paradigms. You know, they manipulate 3D elements and 2D elements and movies and things together on one timeline, but that really is harkening back to exactly what they were doing in the 2D games. So
Lucas is remembered for the great art and the funny writing and all of that, but it's all built on
good tech.
Amazing tech.
Ensign, I'm sorry I led you into trouble, sailor. I'm sorry I led you into trouble, sailor. Oh. This can't be happening. Hey! He's back here!
Sack him! Custom officials, open this door!
Yeah, we want to check your bags.
Don't worry, Captain. We're safe in here. Okay, let's just set the explosives and get the hell out of here.
Oh, I wanted to also talk about, I think this was this may have been the first game, it may not have, but at LucasArts that I can remember, where you walk the character around and procedurally Manny's head is turning towards points of interest.
Yeah.
Procedurally.
It was the first head tracking, right?
With a computer.
LucasArts?
Oh, definitely at LucasArts it was, for sure.
I think that was because Tim didn't want to have like the UI highlighting stuff, right? Or he wanted to try something new.
Yeah, it was partial hint and partial probably red herring, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like show the player that they're point them in the direction of interesting subjects in the environment.
And I mean, it shows you everything you can interact with, and not everything you can interact with is a solution either, you know, so.
There's no UI in this game, if anyone didn't notice, and that was by design.
Can't reach. I think the best way to use this engine would be the controls over there, as opposed to the hands-on method. Can't reach. Gladys, do something.
Okay.
It would probably be easier to raise it with the motor. My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to... reach. Can't reach. Can't reach. Can't reach. Well, there you go. I don't want to mess with my delicate creation here. I don't want to mess with my delicate creation here. Glottis, cover your ears.
What was that?
The dotted line, buddy.
Oh, I wanted to also talk about, I think this was this may have been the first game, it may not have.
Can't reach, can't reach. If I mess with these anchors anymore, we might go down with the ship.
Okay.
Can't reach.
Just a little farther, Glottis.
Manny, choking!
Mira, snap out of it, sailor.
Easy for you to say, you don't have lungs.
Hey, you live without your heart once, so you can live without air for a little while. Just until I figure out what we're gonna do.
The sort of whale sounds in the music are overblowing on the contrabass clarinet.
Yeah.
Ralph Carney doing his little. That's the same thing with the birds that jump up at you and surprise you and squawk.
Beware, brave captain! Here in the darkest depths of the Sea of Lament dwell the most horrible monsters of all. The fearsome, murky demons of the deep will swallow you whole the instant you leave this pool of light. Heed my warning or take one step forward and learn for yourself.
All right, I believe you. Just quit it with the creepy spirit of the land voice, huh?
Here come...
I'd definitely go over there first chance I get, but there's a lot of dark water between here and there. Amigo!
Huh? Who? Oh, geez, another shipwreck. You see? That's why I'll never travel by boat.
We've had a little accident. Think you could help us out?
Depends on what kind of help you're looking for.
Could we borrow that light for a second?
Sorry, I'm kind of attached to it.
Could we tag along with you?
Well, it's a long walk you're talking about.
We don't have any other choice.
Oh, all right then. Lift those knees, stick close to my light, and try to sing in key. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Scare away sea monsters. Yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Scare away sea monsters. Yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Scare away sea monsters. Yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. I'm not gonna let you touch it. No, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm not gonna let you touch it. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Not gonna let you touch it. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
So this is like a play on moth navigation. Like they say that moths fly into lights because they're used to using the moon for navigation. They're not used to electric lights, and so he's used to using the moon for navigation. But he's been distracted by this thing called the Pearl, and it's made him go march in circles all these years.
Well, the wet march of the soul ain't for everybody.
Could you take us to the Pearl?
Ha! You don't believe those old stories, do you? You think somewhere in this ocean there's a gigantic pearl that shines so brightly it can be seen from passing ships? And that sometimes sailors so allured by its luster actually fling themselves overboard to dive for it and are never heard from again?
Yeah, and I think it's right over...
Bah! I've been walking this ocean for years. I ain't never seen it.
No, really. The Pearl is right over there.
You poor sucker! That's the moon! Tell me you didn't come all this way out here to pearl dive the moon.
Could you send for help?
Oh, sure. I promise to call for help at the next phone booth I walk by.
What are you doing down here?
Trying to get out of the land of the dead, same as everybody else.
Why are you walking instead of taking a ship?
Got sick of waiting around Rubicava for a boat. Figured I'd make better time this way.
Why didn't I think of that? How do you know where you're going?
See the moon over there? I just keep it on my right. That way I know I'm heading in a straight line.
But...
Oldest trick in the book.
Is everything okay with your eyebrows?
Them is barnacles, genius. I don't move fast enough to shake them, so they tend to pile up. I don't mind, though. They're the only company I got. Ain't you, boys?
How long have you been down here?
Well, let me put it this way. I wasn't always this color.
Shouldn't you have hit dry land by now?
I'm trying to cross a big ocean here, Sonny. What do you know about it?
I've already done it. In a boat.
A boat? Don't talk to me about boats.
What's the problem with boats?
We had such a nice boat. Why is everybody always talking about boats? You got a perfectly good pair of legs. Why not use them, I say?
Let me guess. You died in a boat wreck.
A boat wreck would have been better than what happened to us. Led off course by bad equipment, lost for weeks, no food, no shelter from the sun. We'd started throwing the dead overboard. But then the sharks began following the boat.
What happened in the end?
What happened was, I learned 3 valuable lessons. Stay away from boats. When it comes to navigation, trust only the moon and the stars. And when there's only 2 of you left, never, ever go to sleep.
How have you kept that light going all these years?
Well, I found this coral, this glow-in-the-dark coral. Damnedest thing. Glows like a lightning bug and never seems to wear out.
I had some of that once. Made a nice grappling hook.
I don't think you had what I got, because I don't think you've been to the place where I got it.
Where'd you get the coral?
Edge of the world, boy. That's the only place it grows.
Well, I don't want to break your stride there.
Okay, see you around.
Watch out for sea monsters.
Who? These guys? Oh, they don't mess with old Chipito. I'm too bright for them. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Hey, lay off. Let go. Let go. Let go. What am I supposed to do with this?
Follow me.
Where are you taking me?
To the moon.
Manny, is that the pearl? Ooh-wee! I knew I'd find her someday. I'm rich, 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 rich.
Shh, something's happening.
Manny, what's going on?
I don't know, but I don't like the way that thing's looking at us.
You know, Tim's really into Black Velvet.
Yeah.
And when I showed up my first day of work, there was a Black Velvet kind of canvas. I don't know what it was. It was like this kind of like you'd win it at the fair kind of thing. And it was like the Grim Reaper on a motorcycle with Mount Fuji in the background with these eagles flying out of it. Yeah. And it was just pinned to the wall above my desk on the project. And for the entire project, we really didn't talk much about it. It was just kind of there. And then when I moved on to the next project after it, I left my desk exactly the way I had found it, with the thing pinned up to the wall and the whole thing. And then Tim came and gave it to me. I still have it in my office right now. But he was like, that's the mural that binds together Full Throttle and Grim Fandango, because it's the Grim Reaper on a motorcycle.
I'm not going down there while that monster's looking right at me. Hey, I've got more important things on my mind than jewel theory.
Not me!
Hey, I've got more important things on my mind than jewel theory.
Not me!
Ugh. Watch those hands, clams. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade.
Hey, lay off! Hey, lay off! Hey, where are you going? You can't leave me here all alone! Come back here!
She's coming back.
But there's nothing on that edge of the world except
The edge!
Manny?
Don't ask, carnal, cause I don't know.
This is where people nowadays would be like, Tim, the ideas you have here about this conveyor belt where you can switch directions and rip a chain with a scoop, it's really complicated, and we could eliminate a lot of work if we just cut this one puzzle. But this is like, no, we went all the way and we fully implemented exactly what I hoped would happen. The conveyor belt would reverse direction, chain would go up and down, Manny would climb down and against the force of water, bunch up the chain. This is all so complicated. Oh, and you create a little loop. I was like, this all makes sense in my mind, so the player will be able to figure this out. Like the way that you looped it over that boat. I don't even know if that would work. That's like when you whip a hose to like get it uncaught when you're watering the plants in the backyard and it gets, your hose gets caught.
Right, yeah. Yeah, do a little whiplash effect, yeah.
Gladys, I'm gonna sneak inside and look for Meche.
What if that octopus comes back while you're gone?
Poke him in the eye and steal his sub.
Hey, stupid octopus.
This door's locked.
Tim had the coolest office.
He did.
Are the 3 stripes on the back of Manny's head, is that hair?
No, it's just a lazy design element to match the front of his head.
Oh, and the tops of his hands, remember? There's little stripes
just
on there.
the Day of the Dead decorations, right?
Yeah.
I never knew what it was. I just thought it was cool.
It's an Adidas homage.
It's empty. It's locked. Meche,
Manny, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see how your trip was going, Angel. I am your travel agent, you know. By the way, thanks for that bottle of champagne you sent me. It really hit the spot.
You were headed for a trap. I was trying to warn you. Domino was using me like bait. I didn't want you to end up a prisoner here like me.
Prisoner? Where's your cell? Or are you just sharing a bunk with the warden?
If that's what you think of me, then why did you come here?
Because this is where he belongs. Here, working for me. I knew you'd come around eventually. Right or wrong, Manuel Calavera is always with the winning team, right, Manny? That's why you're here now.
I'm getting off this rock, and I'm taking all of these people with me.
Manny, there's no way off this island. I'm afraid you're stuck here in my little executive training program. See, I need you to take my place here, kid. I've got to get back to the city where the action is.
Sorry, Manny, but I had to come in. My skin was getting all pruny.
Him, I don't need.
I'm gonna grind you to powder for that, cabrón.
Maybe later. But for now, let me just show you your new office.
Careful, BB. The new boss is waking up.
Angelitos is actually the little children in the cage. Comes from a term that it was a popular kind of well, it was traditional in Mexico to take pictures of your children, even if they were died very young.
Yes, yes.
Like photography of little dead
it's a
children
whole
in a coffin.
genre. Yeah, it's.
I don't know if that
really-
happened in the States, but it was definitely in Mexico.
Mexico, yeah, I've seen those. I think you showed them to me actually.
And the word they use for children when they're young when they die is angelitos.
Oh yeah.
It's a dark game.
It is dark.
Hola, angelitos.
I'll bite you, I swear to God!
Please don't bite anyone else, Pugsy. That's why they put us in the cage in the first place.
Why do you want to bite me?
You're the mean new boss.
Mr. Hurley said you were meaner than him.
He said you had a bone saw.
You bite me and I'll sue your parents.
Our parents?
Hey, don't cry, children. Please, stop crying. Why am I so mad at this? My name is Manny Calavera. What's yours?
Mr. Hurley told us about you. You're the one who tricked Meche.
Poor Meche.
I didn't trick anybody.
Mr. Hurley said he was supposed to take care of Meche, but you stole her case from him.
Is that true?
Mitch is my friend. You can ask her.
She talked about you before.
Every time she says your name, she looks so sad.
I don't know what you did to her, but you're gonna be sorry.
Let me see if I can explain this whole thing to you. You see, I had this job, selling travel packages to immigrant souls. If I sold enough of them, I got to leave the land of the dead. Now, I was in a slump and I really needed a fat commission, so...
You're a bad man.
Go away, bad man.
Yeah, go away.
What are you two doing in this cage?
Making light bulbs.
Look, we're working as hard as we can. Why don't you leave us alone?
I'm here to help you get out of this cage.
You can't do that. We have to stay here and take care of Meche.
She'd be so sad here all alone. Sometimes we hear her crying, you know.
I'm the one who's gonna take Meche out of here.
What? You can't do that.
Who's gonna take care of us? We'll be all alone.
Listen, children, I'm here to help.
There's really not much more room in here.
Your hands are too big to make light bulbs.
My hands are not too big to make light bulbs.
Then why don't you help?
My butt's too big to sit on one of those little perches.
I'm gonna tell Meche you said that word to us.
I told you he was bad.
I just don't have any of those little tiny tools, that's all.
Here, take my hammer.
You're two bad little children. I'm glad you're in a cage. Very bad. Nice cage you have here.
Mr. Hurley grew demon ravens with human heads in here.
He said if we ever tried to get away, he'd send the ravens after us.
And let them make nests out of our bones.
Okay, back to work.
So mean.
No drawers. This is the tiniest little hammer I've ever seen.
Look, it's my Prince Charming. Are you back here just to insult me some more, or do you just want some ice for your head?
I think we need to talk.
Start talking. You're the salesman.
I have a lot of explaining to do.
Save your breath. Domino's explained it all to me already.
You have a lot of explaining to do.
Me? About what?
Why did you take me out with that champagne bottle?
I told you to stop you from falling into Domino's trap. If you had made it on that ship, then you would have ended up...
Here?
Yes.
Why are you working for Domino?
I do what he asks only to protect the children.
Why are those children locked up in a cage?
With the wings those angelitos have, they're the only things on this island Domino can't control.
Hey, if they can fly, let's set the kids free to go get help.
They can't fly that far, Manny. But they can fly circles around Domino, and they can bite pretty hard.
So why did you run out of my office?
I felt so embarrassed, and you looked so disappointed in me. I couldn't stand it anymore.
Then what were you doing that whole year I was in Ubakawa?
I was lost.
What did you...
I don't want to talk about that year, please.
Has Domino hurt you in any way?
Not as much as I've hurt him. Boy, can that guy take a punch.
Okay, I'll lay off the questions.
Great. Now if we could get you to just lay off the cologne.
Hey, I'm a sailor now. We have to wear this stuff. Come on, we're getting out of here.
Trying to steal my commission from Domino again. Manny, don't you ever give up?
I'm not after any commission. I just want to get us both out of here.
Then why don't you just ask your boss for the day off?
Can't believe you think he's my boss. He's my arch enemy.
I think he's your boss. You think he's my boyfriend. We don't seem to have a good foundation of trust in our relationship, do we?
I'm sorry I implied he was your boyfriend. I do trust you.
Well, I'm not sure I trust you about that. But I'll tell you one thing that would convince me.
Name it.
Give me your gun.
What? What makes you think I have a gun?
You work for the most heavily armed organization in the land of the dead. Don't try to tell me they didn't issue you a gun.
I don't work for the most heavily armed organization anywhere.
You know, you're right. There are those rumors of that revolutionary army that's been stockpiling weapons.
Actually, them, I work for.
Manny, why don't you come back when you're willing to deal straight with me, okay?
Hey, about that gun.
Ready to hand over your heater?
I would if I had one.
Right.
They didn't issue me a gun.
What, are you on probation? I'm not buying this, Manuel. Manny, why don't you come back when you're willing to deal straight with me, okay? They're ruined! And this was my best pair! You try to have one nice thing on this cruel island.
Good enough for me.
What is?
Oh, the speed at which you're working.
That's nice, Manny, but you're not my boss, so really I couldn't care less.
Good. Excellent. Carry on. I like the new dress.
Well, it's the best I could pull together out here. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get decent fabric and silk stockings on a deserted factory island on the edge of the world?
No, I don't. That gesture might confuse her. It confuses me.
Sir, do you have an appointment?
I'm going in there to tell Domino my demands.
I don't think you fully understand the chain of command around here. Pugsy and BB work for you. You and I work for Domino, who works for Hector Le Mans, crime boss of El Maro.
Well, I think it's time for a little corporate restructuring.
please put that away. Thank you. Please put that. Okay, you can take out the tiny hammer if you want.
No, I don't think I could take his laughter a second time. Domino! Domino!
Taking your first coffee break already, Calavera?
We got a score to settle, Issy.
You know, if I ever spoke to my boss Hector that way...
You killed my best friend.
The demon? Manny, you can use a demon as a driver. Let him carry your messages, let him serve you food. But you can't ever start thinking of them as friends. It's just not natural.
How can you keep little children in a cage?
Trust me, it's easier than keeping big kids in a cage.
Why don't you just sprout me like you tried at Puerto Zapato?
That wasn't me. That was Hector. He's so unimaginative, just wants to tie up the loose ends, you know? But I believe, however, that you can be rehabilitated through honest work.
What are you doing out here on the edge of the world?
Oh, I know. I ask myself that every day. But I'm going to train you, Manny, to take my place here running this 2-bit light bulb factory.
What makes you think I'm gonna work for you?
Well, there's not much to do on this island if you don't work, take it from me. And think about it. Once I'm gone, it will be just you and Meche alone on this deserted island. Don't tell me that prospect doesn't appeal to you.
You and Hector set up a secret hideout to make light bulbs?
Oh no, that's just a side benefit. The real purpose is to have a place we can lock up all those old clients of mine. Can't have good people wandering loose in the land of the dead, telling everybody how we stole their double-in tickets, now can we?
You stole all these people's tickets?
Okay, how much of this haven't you figured out, Calavera? Kripal would route all the good clients to me after he switched over their tickets to a secret holding fund. I'd cover up the paper trail, and we'd make sure that the pigeon jumped overboard at the Pearl.
I knew it! You were getting all the good clients.
I handled them all, except for Mercedes, who you hijacked from me in that ridiculous hot rod, which I saw, by the way, last time I was in Rubikava. I tell you, Manny, hot rods like that just don't look safe to me.
So it wasn't my fault Meche didn't get a ticket. You stole it.
Well, it's your fault she ended up in the forest instead of coming here right away, but I fixed that.
I'm taking Meche out of this dungeon.
Manny, before I found her, she spent a year out there in the petrified forest alone because of you. By comparison, I'd say I'm keeping her pretty comfortable here in my dungeon. Wouldn't you say?
I don't plan to be on this island for very long.
Manny, I have all the guns, I have all the transportation, and I have all the brains. What are you gonna do?
Nice island you got here.
Yeah, the previous owners didn't know what they had here. Let us pick it up for a song. They scooped out all the coral they could reach with their crane and then abandoned the plant. But we knew we had what it would take to go the extra distance to the big reef.
Are you about to lecture me about the winning attitude again?
No! Slave labor, Manny. That's the real ticket to success.
Well, I gotta get back to trying to escape.
Hey, you do that, kid. Knock yourself out.
I'm sorry, kids, but these stockings are all that's left of our poor Meche.
What?
Hey, I was just kidding.
Wasn't funny.
goddess! You're okay.
Well, it hurt a little when I hit, but my head cracked open an aft panel here.
I gotta tell you, carnal, I thought you were dead.
Oh, Manny, I've been having a great time. Listen. I ask you, is there an engine that can resist the love that's in these hands?
Apparently not. I think this baby's our ticket out of here.
Oh yeah, good point. I was just wrenching it for fun, but your idea's good too.
So good to see him again.
I'll show him. Frickin'.
Chapito!
Huh? Who? Oh, you, is it? Why, I oughta look at my eyebrows.
Well, you really weren't standing in a very safe place.
Well, neither are you right now, amigo.
Nice drill.
Drill? This here is a cordless high-speed reciprocating chisel. And look, it's a bust-all. They usually don't give these to the new guys.
How'd you get a bust-all?
I'm connected, plugged in, and I had some booty to trade. Trade's the name of the game out here in the Big Reef.
Booty? Where'd you get booty?
It's all over the ocean floor. Jewelry, precious coins. You people and your fancy boats never know about it, 'cause you just never stop and look.
Give me some booty and I'll buy our way out of here.
I traded it all for this beauty.
You traded jewelry and precious coins for a power tool?
It's a bust-all.
I want to trade something.
Well, you came to the right place, Sonny. What you be needing?
A gun.
Ooh, that's gonna cost some. What do you got on you?
My turtleneck.
Oh, yeah, that is nice. Acrylic?
No, it's all natural.
Oh, too bad. Natural fibers are so uncomfortable underwater.
I know.
When you got something worth trading, come see old Chapito. He'll do you right. Frickin'.
Yo, Pito! Have you ever seen an authentic little chipper?
A little chipper? No, I haven't. But I'd sure love to give it a test drive. Say, little chipper, you're okay. Blah-dee-dee-dee.
Hey, Cheppy, check out the hosiery.
Say, these are real silk. Where'd you find them?
I've been wearing them the whole time.
You too? Well then, here's your new best friend.
Ah, my first Sproutella gun. Is it loaded?
No. Hey, bullets are hard to get. Ah, sweet Mary, oh, Virginia. La-dee-da-dee-da-da. Ah, sweet Mary, ba-dum-da-dum. Gonna see Miss Liza, blah-dee-dee-dee. La-dee-da-dee-da-da. Oh-dee-da-da-da. Ah, sweet Mary. Da-dee-da-da.
Lay down your tools. We're busting out of here. Man, if I had only gotten that book back from Terry, I could really start some trouble here.
Rusty anchor.
I'll bet all these miners were brought here by that octopus. Well, at least it didn't eat them.
Oh, rusty anchor.
I'll bet all these miners were brought here by that octopus. Well,
Gonna see Miss Liza.
Lay down your tools. We're busting out of here. Man, if I had only gotten that book back from Terry, I could really start some trouble here.
Oh, rusty anchor. Oh, Virginia.
I like the new dress.
Well, it's the best I could pull together.
Here, what good's a relationship without trust?
True, a relationship without trust is about as empty as a gun without bullets. Guess you didn't realize a smart girl always keeps an extra round in her hat for mad days. Come on, let's go.
Mitchie, you don't know what you...
I know exactly what I'm doing. Now move!
Would you just listen to my escape plan first?
Trouble in paradise, kids?
You're letting us go right now, or your boy Friday here gets it.
Well, I hate to see you go, Manny, but the lady seems to have made up her mind.
I'm serious. I'll shoot him.
Fine. He really doesn't work for me anyway.
But I thought I'll shoot you then.
No, you won't. You're too good, remember?
I'm not good anymore. You've taken that out of me, keeping me a prisoner here. I'm gonna crack you open like a fake wing vase. I'm gonna...
Kid's all right. She's a firecracker, but a night in the cooler usually dampens her fuse.
They must bring the core over here to be crushed. Either that, or these are the biggest, meanest looking hair cutters I've ever seen. Those things are dangerous. I'd be ground to bits. See why they don't give these chisels to the new guys. can't believe you got it to float.
That was the easy part. The trick's gonna be busting through that big coral reef out there.
Bust through a big coral reef, eh? It just so happens I got some hardware up the beach you might be interested in.
Oh yeah, this will do just fine. Just give me a sec to do some figuring.
I don't want to bug him. He's figuring.
Manny, where are you? I'm in here! Let me out!
Must have hit a major circuit. But it looks like I've exposed the guts here. I can't move those by hand. I need this wheel. Stay. All right, Meche, you can come out now. Meche? Meche, are you in there? It's time to come out, honey. No time for hide and seek. Man, people in the old days were huge. Uh-oh. Oh, Raul. I am so sorry. I don't want to mess up my...
Why is that door closed?
It was the only way the wind?
Oh.
That thing is definitely not my size. I can't reach that high. My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart... I couldn't even reach it with that. I couldn't even reach it with that. My scythe. I couldn't even reach it with that. My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to... I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. I couldn't even reach it with that. You look like you could use a nice ocean cruise.
Still my travel agent, eh?
Why would Heck...
Oh, not again.
No. Electrical current makes my marrow tingle. I couldn't reach that vent, even if I stood on Mitch's shoulders.
Wouldn't it make more sense for me to stand on your shoulders anyway?
Are you kidding? Look at your heels. I couldn't even reach it with that.
Oh, not again.
I can't reach that high. I don't want to bust all that. I don't want to bust all that. I already did that from the other... I don't want... I already did that from the other side.
Thank you.
I can't reach that high. After you.
What about the suitcases?
Forget them. They're counterfeit. They wouldn't fit through this hole anyway. Let's go.
Gladys, I'm so glad to see you.
Aww. Is the boat already?
Yeah, come on. Let's go eat some reef.
Works like crazy. Full speed ahead. What? Oh.
So are you really going to bring me back and try to get your old job again?
There's no job for me now except to bring you and everyone else here to the end of the road.
But if you aren't going to use me to get your job back, why did you spend all this time trying to find me?
Meche, I needed to find you.
I give you one job, Manny, and look at you, already screwing it up. I suppose you realize that this is gonna go down on your permanent record.
So, once in a while, if there was a solo part that we could get to be recorded by a real person, we would do that. But I don't know if you remember, we were kind of under a lot of schedule pressure.
I don't believe you, Calavera. You're losing a fight, so you pick on one of my pets? Why aren't you more like me, Manny? I've been trying to show you how, but you don't listen. If you just adopt the proper attitude, just look what could happen to you.
Name?
Pugsy Pelagiano, sir.
Waiting room number 2. Next.
¡Flores! ¡Flores! ¿Estás bien? Glottis, where'd you go this time?
Alex, you had mentioned on our break that you were the master of playing through this game the most quickly.
That's right.
I think you should talk about that, because when I played this game, I think it took me a couple of days.
Yeah, I'm interested in playing the remastered version to see how long it takes me. I think it'll be, 12 hours or more, but when we were in test, obviously we're playing it, every single day, so we know it inside and out, but when a brand new build came down, we always had to play through from beginning to end, and I was the person that always ended up doing that because I could do it the fastest, and I got down to just a little over an hour playthrough time. I want to say like an hour and 10 minutes was my fastest time. Yeah, it was something else. I mean, I knew the whole game, like instinctually, and now I barely remember any of it.
You must have been able to skip through cutscenes or something.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah,
and you can skip dialogue too.
I think the cutscene tape that we received, so we could watch them, I want to say it was almost 2 hours long.
Oh, it was cool. It was like an hour and 45 minutes or something.
That's really
good
cool.
Lord.
I'd like to watch that. I mean, I guess we're watching it right now.
Alex,
Hey, where is everybody?
Waiting area 2.
How long do they have to wait in there?
Until they have tickets. They were issued tickets on the number 9, and they don't have them now. The punishment for selling double-end tickets is very severe.
But they didn't sell their tickets. Their tickets were stolen.
By who?
Hector Le Mans stole them to sell to rich people who don't deserve them.
That might be them now. Let's see just what they deserve. Recently, I was visited by a bird with a human head. Do you know such a bird, Manuel Calavera?
No. How do you know my...
He knew you, and for you, he left this note.
It looks a little ungainly, but I bet that hat is really warm. I think this is something I should keep to myself. I know what you're up to. I've been watching. Stay there. I'm coming to sprout you myself. Yours truly, Hector Le Mans. Híjole.
Oh, gran demonio roedor. Oh, gran demonio roedor.
Glottis.
Hear the name of the Great One. Glottis. Glottis.
What's happening?
How many days has this grand demon gone without driving?
Well, we've been hiking for months.
Months? Months? Oh, then the noble one will surely die.
But... Glottis, I'm sorry. Manny. Why didn't you tell me you were sick?
Couldn't stop. Have to save everyone.
Are you in much pain, my friend?
Only because I let you down, Manny.
What can I get you? Will anything help?
I need to race to fly like the old days, Manny. In the bone wagon.
But the bone wagon's not here, carnal.
Maybe I'll see her on the other side.
Can't we make a new hot rod?
Those days are done, Manny. No more hot rod. Hey, what's that red thing?
The gondola?
Sweet decal work. Listen, fellas, somebody get a pen. There it is, my final work. It could save me if you have the right, fuel.
What fuel, Glottis? Glottis.
You know, Leslie, I remember how you worked to keep everyone together and to help the team snuff out bugs and get this thing finished up. And I have to confess something after all these years, that as we would observe bugs in the game, that translated merely to us as, okay, fellas, we have more time. Let's get back to work.
Yeah.
Let's make this stuff even better. And so we'd see someone's head float off their body and just exit the screen while their body continued to remain on screen. And we'd say, that's at least another month.
So that's how you got more time.
We knew what the schedule was by just simply playing the game.
It looks like blueprints for a rocket sled. What's wrong with him?
Do you not know the one purpose, the one skill, the one desire of this humble spirit?
Yes, but we've been so far away from cars and civilization for so long.
Why did he ever leave his home?
I got him fired, and then I needed a ride. Oh, Glottis, what have I done to you? Can you cure him?
His spirit has fallen so low, normal driving would not cure him in time. He needs to go faster. Faster!
Do you have any vehicles here that we could use to revive him?
Only the trucks that deliver the souls, but they are slow. So slow.
Who are you guys?
We are mechanics, but we have never before seen one of our kind so large.
I've got to go see what I can do.
Come back quickly, for his time here is not long.
Hey, how about a gondola ride, Gremlins?
He's too big. The gondola is too slow.
Meche, we have to get back to Amaro for the tickets.
Oh, Glottis.
How eerie. They lock up their tools just like Gladys. How eerie. They lock up their tools just like Gladys. How eerie. They lock up their tools just like Gladys. I think this is something I should keep to myself. Sadly, I have no mother. Your mother doesn't work here. Since nobody listened to my last warning about keeping this refrigerator clean, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to lock it until some of you grow up. Signed, the Facilities Department.